Impact Radio.
Let's go!
With Sir Blackston and the Masked Hope.
Raw Impact Radio. I am Sir Blacks. Ooh, I can't play your intro because we made. Oh, I'm gonna just do it anyway. Screw it.
Hashtag and still reigning, defending, undisputed Raw.
He can never find it. He can never find it.
The Masked Hope.
Jeez. Where's your belt? Dang it.
I lost another one in the process.
I see.
But it's here.
Jeez, it's like all folded up. You look like. Did you just come through a press conference or something like that? Did you just lose your? Oh, okay, never mind.
I am a little bit sauced though.
He is the Masked Hope. He may or may not be the champion by the time you see this. This, we'll see. We'll see.
Wow.
But
no confidence. Okay.
Neither of us are as important as our guest today. Because today we have one of the fastest rising professional wrestlers in the world. That's right, I'm claiming it, damn it. She is the bombshell Zoey Cannon. Zoey, welcome to the show. I'm going to give you fireworks. Fireworks.
I was going to say, you should have something.
The computer's got to find play the fireworks. It's not working. At some point in the middle, there we go. I'm like, at some point in the middle, it's going to sound like, all right, good deal. Zoey Cannon in the building. Zoey, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So, Hope, both of you guys are with Three Legacies Wrestling. The Masked Hope reached out to you. You are a fellow student at Three Legacies. Tell me about your journey.
So I started at Three Legacies back in October of 2022. And when I had started, I did have some previous experience just learning what to do from back home, but I never really took any of that material and used it, for my advantage. So I knew a little bit of like the behind the scenes. So when I started at Three Legacies, I had an idea of what he wanted out of the training, and I did it. And when I started, it took me forever to do pretty much anything, just because I was out of shape. I hadn't been working out in forever. And I started, and I just went from like 4 days a week, and then we started doing open rings, which is where I met Hope, which is awesome. So I started going from like 4 days a week to 6 days a week, and it was every single week. And if I took a day off, it was like I didn't like it because that's where I wanted to be. It's where I needed to be. And then finally in March of 2023, so this past year, my trainer, Jesus Rodriguez, says, just so you know, you're on the poster for April.
Wow.
Which was like, I never thought it would happen, like ever. I assumed I would be training forever. Like those jobs that you get where you're like, I'm just going to be here forever doing the same thing. And then finally I get told that I'm going to be in a match. And I'm like, are you sure?
That's fire. That's so fire. Cool. So tell me about like the training process. How'd you find out about Three Legacies Wrestling?
I had just moved to Pennsylvania. I had no friends. I didn't have a job yet. I was just kind of living. I was existing. And I wanted to get back into the wrestling world. So I remember I went on Facebook and I was just like, Pennsylvania wrestling. I don't know what I was looking for. I couldn't even pronounce the town I was in. Ooh. So I looked it up, and a couple other people and places and everything came up. And then finally I saw Three Legacies, and I was like, they're having their first ever show in like 3 weeks. This sounds like a good opportunity to kind of get involved. I thought I would, if I were to start with them, even like not training, just like to be a part of them. I have backgrounds in like marketing and customer relations and things like that. So I was like, I'll sell their tickets. I can do that. And here I am.
That is so, like, there's so many stories that start out like that. Like, yeah, I'll just help out with the ring, or I'll just, do some video work or ring it out. And then folks like become full on members of the deal. That's so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I started, just for an interview with Jesus. And then next thing you know, I'm in the ring and come in every week to train. So.
And then he took this trend to here because he was just a guest, and now he's like staff. He like works here. It's like
Oh, we love having Hope there. Absolutely love it. I remember the first day that you came in, we're all hanging out, whatever. You come in, we're like, cool, new student. we didn't like, we knew that you did TikToks and things, but we were like, he's not here for that. He's here to train.
Yeah.
That's the main objective. We have all dreamed of being in the ring, having 5-star matches, making it to WWE at some point. So of course, when I got in the ring, I'm taking it seriously. I would love to do this.
And you did well.
Ah, shucks, you stop that.
No, you really did. I remember when we were doing front rolls and back rolls and everything, and you never gave up. And I was like, I want to be like him when I grow up.
This is I'm not
But I'm never gonna grow up.
I'm not used to seeing humble Hope. Like usually Hope is like, oh yeah, of course I did great. You know, I think he's super egotistical guy. You know, that guy big. So wait, you said you moved here to Pennsylvania. Where's home?
Massachusetts.
Wow. Nice. So John Cena, Sasha Banks. So you guys got like wrestling roots there in Massachusetts.
You know, it's where the good people come from. Kidding. I'm not there.
I'm sure you'll get there.
Yeah. Well, so back in Massachusetts, there's a lot of really awesome companies, especially ones that like even in the last few years have just been blossoming. And I look online. There's companies that I've never heard of like before, but now I hear of them, are companies that are still going strong after like, I don't know, 10, 15 years. And it's so cool because the wrestling feeling up there and then the wrestling feeling down here, they're different, but they're also still the same. So whenever I go or see a show from back home, I'm like, I know them. And then I see people down here, I'm like, oh my God, I know them. I don't know. I pop myself all the time.
That's fire. Yeah.
Who inspired you to become a professional wrestler?
You know, it's such a tricky question. I think I inspired me. I mean, I've always wanted to do it. You know, we're all kids. We're all like, oh, I want to be a wrestler. There was actually a teacher, my 8th grade algebra teacher, Mr. Kenny Cousins. And he was on the, like, I don't know if it was the coach or one of the assistant coaches for the football team, but he was like strong. Like, you did not mess with Mr. Cousins. And he was, you know, wicked smart, and he's friendly when he wants to be, and everyone really respected him. And we were talking about something one day after math class, and I had said something about like, oh, I like wrestling. And he's like, yeah, you're going to be one of those girls in wrestling? And I said yes. And I don't know why, but like, I wanted to, but it's never something that I had actually pursued because I was so into band, because I was such a band geek. And he's like, you know what? I hope to see you one day on TV. And I'm like, holy crap. Like, this is like the first nice thing he's ever said to me. This is awesome. And for whatever reason, that has always stuck with me after all these years. And I'm like, I need to find Mr. Cousins and like send him a thank you card one day, because no one had ever, like, even if he was kidding, no one has ever said that they believe in me for something like that. Because like, if you saw me, especially in 8th grade, and I said, I'm going to be a wrestler one day, you'd be like, yo, okay, buddy.
It's so,
I don't know. I'm going to go with Mr. Cousins. Mr. Cousins really inspired me to like actually start thinking that I could do this, because again, I never thought I could do it. I thought I'd be playing the clarinet for the rest of my life.
Well, that's nice that vote of confidence could just inspire you to actually want to push forward with this.
Yeah, just having, and I was having this conversation the other night, having someone even like remotely believe in you, and it's not someone that's part of your core group. So it's like, you know, it's not your mom, it's not your dad, it's not your best friend. Having someone else be like, yeah, you can do it. You're like, wait, you think so?
Right. Yeah, because your family and friends are supposed to believe in you. They're supposed to be pushing you, basically. So yeah, having that outside person, I can tell.
Yes, it's like, wait, who's paying you to say this?
That is so funny. I experienced something similar in like my 10th grade chemistry teacher. Nothing to do with chemistry. She was like, you know what? You're going to be on the radio one day. I was like, what are you talking? I hate radio. What are you? And it like, it's something about like breathing that stuff into like that next generation. And you're in a position like right now, like young people are looking up to you, Zoey Cannon. Like I've seen the reactions. I saw on the Instagram. How do you feel about knowing that you can be like an influence in the lives of others?
Well, to me, it's a strange feeling, be like, because when I'm out there and I'm Zoe and I have all these kids, which funny side note, there was a little show that we were doing and I was standing with a bunch of kids around the ring prior to the show. And my trainer Jesus was looking for me and he couldn't find me because I was the same height as all the kids. And he's looking around, he's like, where did Zoe go? And then someone's like, she's over there. And he's like, oh. So I loved that. But to have all these kids, like there's one little girl and I don't know her name yet, but I'm going to. And she comes to like almost every single one of my shows at Three Legacies. And at our last show, I went against Gabby Gilbert, who I personally love. She's been in the business forever and she's so smart and she's so nice. And if she has any criticism, it doesn't even sound like criticism because it sounds like such an involving, like helpful communication. And she's not like, you did this wrong. She's like, you know what we can work on? And I'm like, yes, I do. So there's this little girl that came to the last show and I lost against Gabby and she was so mad that she threw down her poster or flyer or whatever it was. And I was like, nice. I can't laugh.
I'm in character, dang it.
I adore her.
Oh man.
That's adorable.
I love these kids. These kids keep me going.
That's great. So Gabby Gilbert is a buddy of mine. Full disclosure, she's a buddy of mine. I was just with her like a couple of weeks ago, filming some content. She's an awesome person to learn from. She's also an instructor out in Jersey. Mm-hmm. She's an instructor. There are a lot of folks that have sat under her learning tree. So that's an awesome person to learn from.
Oh yeah.
Hope, I told you about she had a hardcore match and like how all of the hardcore wrestlers dump out thumbtacks. She dumped out Lucky Charms all over the ring.
Yeah, you told me.
It's so in character for her.
That's hilarious.
Oh man,
she's wonderful.
So your trajectory, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? It's 2028, October.
Oh God.
Where do you want to be? October 28th, 2028. That's a lot of 28s.
Back here.
There we go. That's right.
Well. So I love where I am at Three Legacies and I love going to some of the other companies that reach out to me and they want me to go there and I have such a great time. In a perfect world, I will continue to climb, the ladder of success there. I don't know where I'm going to be. I would like to keep doing this, whatever this is, whatever's making me happy.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I mean, selfishly, I really want to be on WWE because it's always been the goal. Yeah. So even though like things have changed and there's more opportunities, I still always want to go and be like, I made it. Absolutely. Even if it's for like a nothing position for like 8 minutes. I still want to do it.
I feel like you're in great positioning because you've got to, the folks at Three Legacies Wrestling, I'm sure, are very well connected over there. So when WWE comes to Hershey or wherever it is that you guys are located, I'm sure they're always looking for extras. And that's a great way to kind of begin those connections. Extra. Yeah. I mean, look at MJF was an extra and look at him now. You know what I mean? Like, folks, it's how folks start out, Hope, man.
There's a long list of people that make it in the door by just being an extra. So you definitely have a shot at getting in there. But 2028, WrestleMania.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah, you're going to be in there.
Main eventing. Taking on Zoe Stark or Jade Cargill.
If I ever went up against Jade, I would just write my obituary now. I'm terrified of her.
She's awesome.
So she's probably like the sweetest person too. That's the best part.
Isn't that interesting? Like when you meet the folks that are like the deepest heels and like they say the worst stuff on TV and you like meet them, you're like, yo, bro, you're awesome. What are you talking about? That's not. Yeah, oh man. Hope behind the scenes, he's one of those awesome guys. He tries to portray a heel here.
No, I'm definitely a heel. What are you talking about?
What? Who could ever hate Hope?
This guy,
like one of the most lovable people you could ever meet.
Oh, shucks.
So let me ask you. I mean, Hope did kick it out. WrestleMania. If you get to write your own ticket and you could main event WrestleMania with anyone, who would it be?
Oh God. With anyone. Rhea Ripley.
Wow.
I just,
That's
you
a good
know,
one.
with I would say that based off of my character being in my field of vision, and of course it's always different. I consider myself currently as like the underdog. I I know kind of what I'm doing, but I really don't know what I'm doing. Um, I've had some amazing opponents, and I believe that the way that I am in the ring really helps the other person get to show off whatever they want to do. And she is such an amazing person, amazing character, amazing wrestler, amazing everything, that I want to be a part of that. And what better way to do that than to have a match? Like I could lose in like 8 seconds. I'd be fine
I
with
just
that.
want
To be able
it.
to be in the ring with her would be so cool.
It's life goals right there.
Oh, like goals.
It's awesome. It's coming.
Yeah.
I hope so.
But what gets you into the mindset of when you get into the ring? Like what puts you into character of Zoey Cannon?
Well, aside from the building anxiety and the racing hard and the having to talk myself down for like a good half hour, going into every match, I'm always talking to whoever my opponent is. We're trying to figure out, you know, what do we want out of this? I talk to my trainer, I talk to my co-trainees, and then when I'm by myself and I need to really get myself amped up, I actually just sit there and like either listen to music or I just start dancing to myself or just something to like get the nerves out, and it works. And it's been working. So I'm going to keep doing it.
So do you think that is what is the most challenging aspect of being a professional wrestler? Is it getting amped up to be in the ring, or is it just the physical aspect of being in the ring?
I think it's the physical aspect, because there have been many practice matches that I've had. There's been countless spots and trainings and everything where I'm in the ring, and I could be in the ring with someone that I'm training with, or I could be in the ring with my trainer, or even the person I'm going against. But ask anyone, the moment that you walk through the curtain, if you don't throw up prior, and you go out there and then you're finally in the ring, and then they say, okay, lock up. And you're just like, I forget everything. I forget everything in the entire universe. And I don't know what I'm doing, but I know I'm here and I know I have to keep moving or else I'm going to pass out. And it's really cool. But being in the ring is like, it's such a, you have to be so committed to your mindset and to what you're doing. Like, and there's some people that make it look so effortless, like Just Jay. I absolutely adore him.
He's one of my
Friend to the
favorites.
show.
Huh?
Friend to the show.
I know. Oh, but whenever he gets in the ring, he makes it look so effortless, and I want to be just like Jay.
Yeah, I
He's
feel
so
like
good.
you're on par. Like you guys are watching you guys in training from I first seen you guys to you actually in the ring doing matches. You guys are tremendously, and every time I see y'all in the ring, it's like you're doing it.
Thanks. So
Wrestling takes like a passion that I don't think that people really it's no way to really understand it until you've seen like well, for me, I've seen the process of training. I've seen how much it can take out of you and how much effort you have to put into it. And it's one of those things that, you know, I would imagine most people who have done that, who are professional wrestlers, at some point or another sat back and said, I don't know if this is for me. I don't know if I can keep going with this. What is
yes.
What is it in you that makes you go beyond that phase?
Well, I had previous experiences back home in Massachusetts with wrestling where I thought I could do it and I thought I was doing well. And then it became very clear to me that I was not doing it and I was not doing it well. And I had someone tell me for a practice match that, and granted, this isn't like in front of anyone, it's just, you know, us at training. And he had said to me that was the absolute worst match I had ever seen.
Wow.
And that, I know that it didn't mean anything, but it hurt me so bad because I actually thought I was doing something and I wasn't. And then I come down here and I'm doing things and I'm doing them correctly and I'm getting the positive feedback. Like, they're not coddling me, but they're telling me, yeah, you did it. You did it correctly. And I'm like, all right, cool. I got it. Let's keep going. So then I finally hit some speed bumps and I'm like, maybe wrestling isn't for me. Maybe I'll just like be a manager. I'll be a referee. I'll be someone that doesn't have all that spotlight. And then I sit and I'm like, I did not come this far to come this far. So I'm going to keep going. And there have been trainings, and I've told some of the new students, like, if you feel like this isn't working, just pause and come back to it. There have been trainings that I have cried through the entire training because I was just so like, physically I was okay, mentally I'm okay, but I can't always be there when I need to be there, but I can't just stop. So I have to pause and come back. And even if that means that I'm crying in the middle of doing bumps or running the ropes, and that's what I got to do. But I have to keep going. I can't just stop.
I love that. That's awesome.
That is one thing I love about Three Legacies Wrestling. The positive environment is amazing. I felt like I was doing terrible when I got in there, and he was like, "Oh, you did great." I'm like, "Yeah." And he complimented my selling. I'm like, "What? I can sell?"
Yes.
So yeah, Three Legacies Wrestling environment is just top notch. There's not a lot of places you could go to get people that actually want to see you succeed and are trying to get you to that level that you can see it succeed. And Three Legacies is one of that. And I'm glad to be a part of it.
Zoe, so when was your first match? When was your first match?
My first match was April 27th or 29th, and I honestly just don't remember at the moment. But of this year, so it was the end of this April of 2023. And my match was myself and Clara Carreras versus Journey Burke and Harleen Lopez. And it was so awesome. Like, yeah, me and Clara won the match, and that's always a positive. But every one of those women helped me throughout the match in like their own way. Like Clara was, okay, come on, time to go. I'm like, okay. And then I'd be in with my opponents, and even though they were absolutely obliterating me, they were like, you good? And I'm like, I think so, yeah. So, it was so cool. It was like, it's such a life change. Like, I don't even care how stupid it sounds. It's such a life-changing experience because I worked this hard for it, and I finally did it. And I did it, and I didn't throw up, and I didn't cry, and I made it. And I remember we got our hands raised because we win, and then they're like, okay, get out of the ring. And I was like, okay. And I got out of the ring and I walked to the back, and as soon as I go through the curtain, I took a deep breath and I was like, oh my God, I wrestled. Hey guys, I wrestled. Like, I'm telling everyone, they're like, yes.
We saw you.
That I was there. Believe it or not, I was there. It was so cool.
So walk me through it. So like, you're in the back, your music's about to start playing. What's happening there? And when the music hits, like, how does that just, you know what I mean? Like, walk me through that.
Well, the first two people to go out were the heels. So it was Clara, or no, sorry, not Clara. It was Harleen and Journey. And then the announcer goes, and their opponents. And I knew that Clara was going to come out second because she was the more senior wrestler. So I'm coming out. Now for the other two girls, the music plays and people are like, all right, yeah, cool, awesome. And then my music plays and I couldn't think of a song. So we went with Holla Back Girl.
Oh my gosh. Fabulous. Fabulous in the building.
See, I wanted Pantera.
Ah.
But then it was pointed out to me that was not my character. So they said, you're a happy person, you're a face. Let's give you something that like maybe people know. And they're like, go through the music on your phone. And I said, how about Holla Back?
Holla Back, youngin', whoop whoop. That's what we want.
I don't know. So I went with it because the show must go on. What am I gonna do? I'm not gonna stop the show because I don't like that song. So my music played, and people were like, "All right, yeah, come on." So I hear the crowd, and I'm like, "Oh, I have to go out there. I can't not go out there. I didn't come this far to come this far. So I go through the curtain, and I don't know why. My immediate reaction is just put my hands up. And they all cheered for me.
Nice.
And I didn't know what to do. And you could see it on the film because I just went.
It's like a frozen frame.
So I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. And I walk around the ring, and the whole time I'm like, don't throw up, don't throw up, don't throw up, don't throw up. And then I finally made it in. And when I'm finally in the ring, I go through the ropes, and I see the whole crowd of like 550 people, which is like your average Three Legacies wrestling crowd. So we've been selling out the venue. And I'm looking around, and I'm like, oh God, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of opinions. I hope I don't mess this up. I did fine.
Is that still your theme song?
No,
I was going to say, because we could turn that woo woo into like your whoa. You know what I mean? Like I've got vision now. I've got a vision now. You know what I mean?
It got switched. It swears a lot in the song. So even though we use the clean version because Three Legacies is a family friendly show, it's still pretty obvious.
Yeah.
So we switched it to Dare by the Gorillaz.
Nice. Yeah. I gotta look it up.
So I dance along to it in the back while it's playing, and then I come through the curtain and I'm still dancing. I'm like, these people are gonna think something is really wrong with me.
They're gonna think you're bananas. BANANAS.
Oh my gosh.
You know, it's very helpful when you need to learn how to spell bananas in a pinch.
That's so funny. So let's do
Grocery
this.
shopping has never been different.
Those old 4011s. All right, only folks who have done grocery understands that that's the produce code for bananas. 4011.
I was confused.
It's the first thing you learn. Long story for a different day. Let's take a quick break. We're gonna come back, and I want to see, because I saw some of the promos online. I want to see these promo skills in action.
Oh no.
Let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Sir Blackston,
Oh, motherfucking Moss.
the Masked Hope,
I hate when they make these groups and then they lose. How are they going to get over losing?
Raw Impact Radio,
Raw Impact Radio. It's your cannonball, the Mass Hope Raw Impact Radio champion. Your smoke grenade, Sir Blackson, because of the white wispy hair. I don't know what you're doing there.
I don't know
And
what's
we have
happening.
a special guest, the bombshell, Zoey Cannon.
It's
It's on I'm trying. Can you say the bombshells? Never mind. It'll happen like right in the middle of the. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Okay.
Dang it. You know what it is? This computer is old as hell. I got to put gas in this thing for it to run. All right, this thing is ancient. All right, this is an ancient ass computer. Anyway, we are very happy to have Zoey Cannon with us this week. And Zoey,
yes.
how could if you were to cut a promo, right? Would you, first off, do you charge to cut promos? Is it, or are we good? Do we get the family discount?
But you get the family discount.
There we go. So
Just this one time. Right?
just this one time. So,
For the low rate of $3.99.
when Jay was here, he and Masked Hope, they did like sort of a promo back and forth, and I'd love to hear something like that with maybe with the two of you. It doesn't have to be anything mean or anything like that, but I mean just to get these
Sure.
promo skills going.
Sure, we can do that.
All right, cool. So it'll be a 30-second, at least 30 seconds. You know what? Just do you. I'm gonna set up with them. I'm quiet. It's all you.
All right. Tell me when.
Beginning now.
You know, Hope, I'm really thankful that you wanted to help us out with this match on November 18th. You know, Zoey Cannon against Stan Styles, but I don't know if I can do it. What do you think, Hope?
You got this, Zoey Cannon. Zoey Cannon is a beast. She's a monster. She's a fireball. There's a reason why she's a cannon. And that's because she has that fire behind her.
I know, but there's just something about this match just doesn't sit right with me. I don't know. Do you think he's man enough for the job, Hope?
I feel like you're more man than him.
You know, I'm gonna have to agree. But at the same time, I'm just so used to having matches with women that I don't know, Hope. There's a fire inside of me and I got a really short fuse, but I think we can do this. I think that if I take all of my training and all of my skills, I think we can finally do this. But I'm going to need your support, Hope.
You have 100% all of the Mass Hope and Raw Impact Radio support. I have no doubt that you're going to put him down in the middle of the ring. 1, 2, 3, and show him why Zoey Cannon is the bombshell.
Love it.
I think we can do this.
Love it. Zoey, when you put your finger up, was that a mustache?
Yes, this
Oh
was
my
a tattoo
goodness.
that I got when I was 18. Really cool.
Sister.
Nice.
Oh man, because I shy away from any sort of fake facial hair, but I love what you've done with that with that mustache. That's fire. That's awesome. Love it.
Yeah, I was 18, really cool, and I guess I had $50 to spend. So, yeah.
So tell me more about this match with Stan Styles. What's going on with you two?
So I've seen him before. He is one hell of a guy. I think he's hysterical. I think that whatever match that we give out is going to be top notch, no matter what. He's someone that you want to see. He's someone that, like, when you pay your ticket to go see a match at a show and he's there, you've already spent. Well, you actually haven't spent enough because he's just so good. He's someone that you, like, when you see him, you're like, this is what I came for.
And to know that you're going to defeat him with that unique Boston crab that you got, like it's going to be fire.
So. I'm hoping that I got this.
Hope. I feel like the Masked Hope has a bit of a role in this match, from what I understand.
I hope so.
Well, the Masked Hope is definitely a fan of Three Legacies Wrestling and Zoey Cannon, and of course, the Masked Hope will sponsor this match because I'm putting all bets on Zoey Cannon here. You know, my horse is gonna cross the line first.
Very nice.
A terrible analogy, but
we're working on it. We're getting there.
I love it.
No, that's awesome though. Just to clarify, the Masked Hope is sponsoring this match against Stan Styles. Like that, I think that's an awesome thing. It's a huge vote of confidence, and Masked Hope, he's a good guy. I may have said this earlier, but he's a good guy. So I'm very glad to see that. Glad to see that he's sponsoring Three Legacies Wrestling, and in particular that it's going to be for your match.
Yeah, so when I got the announcement online, because I don't know anything until everyone else knows anything. So when I got the announcement online that it was me versus Stan, and I was excited about that, I always look at like who sponsors it, so if I can give them a thank you or a shout out or something, I want to be able to do that. And I saw that it was by Hope, and I yelled and I went, no! And then everyone in the grocery store heard me. But that's okay. I'm very excited and very thankful. So thank you, Hope, for attempting to believe in me.
Jesus asked me if I wanted to sponsor your match. I'm like, 100%. Yeah, of course. I know it's going to be a banger.
Always.
So how do you hope? So tell me a bit about your character.
So Zoey Cannon is... Zoey Cannon tries. Zoey Cannon tries a lot. Some of the little bits that I came up with that you've probably seen in promos and everything before, where I call myself the friggin' delight, that actually came from a conversation or a couple conversations that we were having at training, where like if I'm in the zone and I'm thinking about something, I have totally horrible resting bee face, which is, it happens, but normally I'm like just so in the zone and I look like I'm going to like hurt someone, when really I'm like, what do I want on my pizza later today? Like these are the things that I think about. So I'm in the zone, and then everyone is like, wow, you're not really as mean as I thought you were. And I'm like, no, I'm a friggin' delight. So that's kind of where it evolved from, because it's true and I can back it up. And then some of the other things is like the bombshell, like Zoey Cannon, yay, I'm explosive. But yeah, Zoey just tries. I don't know what I'm doing.
But she does know what she's doing. Oh, it's awesome. I love it. Love it.
There's actually a comment that was made by our commentary team And I heard it and I couldn't stop laughing. So I like to repeat it every so often. And it's no one is ever more surprised that Zoey Cannon won a match than Zoey Cannon. And it's true. It's very true.
That's awesome.
That's fine.
I want to ask you about your ring gear. Like, what inspires the colors for your ring gear? You were red and black at first, and now you're blue and gold.
Yes. So my original ring gear, I was very excited to be able to have kind of the blessing to go order it, but I mean, he didn't say no that I couldn't order it, so I went with it. And I always thought I would be a heel because like even growing up, people would think I was mean, but I don't know. Maybe it was just my face. Maybe I really was mean. I don't know. I was too busy playing the clarinet. So I was like, you know what would look good? Red and black. I bet you no one does that. Except everyone does that. So yeah, I had my original gear made and I wanted something that was simple. So I said, yes, why not this? And I got it and then I lost like 60 pounds. So it wasn't really fitting that well anymore. And then my trainer, Jesus, said, you know, we really need to get you into something that's not black and red. Because there was a tag match that I did. It was me and Al Snook versus Journey Burke and Junie Underwood. And all of us wore black and red.
Yeah.
And there was a point where it was a little hard to
Whose
see
team are you
who was
on?
each side. So I said, you know what? I'm going to change up my gear. And I chose blue and gold because that was the colors of my first marching band.
Hey, you see it all goes full circle. Full
Ties it
circle.
all together.
Yeah, and I wasn't intending for it to make me look like I was like Wonder Woman or anything, but everyone's like, you look like a knockoff Nikki ASH, and I'm like, damn, you're right.
You do look at it like a superhero, like Booster Gold, maybe or something.
But you know,
Yeah, I mean, like, I like the colors, I like the look. If I look like a superhero, cool.
I mean, the superhero gimmick is a great gimmick, just I do say so.
It is, but I can't fly.
He's tooting his own horn. It's what's happening here. He's tooting his own horn just because he's okay. You know what though? But I will say this. Xavier Woods mentioned that it's always a good idea to have as many different color combinations as possible. So that way, when folks can buy the Zoey Cannon action figure from Mattel, they've got to buy every single color of Zoey Cannon, and Zoey Cannon get the bucks. Like that's the way to go.
About that advertising.
That's right.
Yeah, I want new colors at some point, but as of right now, this is what people remember me as. So as long as I can make like some sort of a positive or remembering impact for people, and then like I change up my gear in, I don't know, like a few months or something, they'll be like, hey, wait a second, that's Zoey Cannon. Yeah.
I do like the color.
Like a good reason.
I do like the color combination. It is something that would stick in people's minds. You know, when they do see it again, it's like, yeah, that's Zoey Cannon.
I wanted to do something that was like bright, but not like super, super bright. And in the beginning, I was like, what can I do that's like, because I didn't want white gear because I know me, and if I eat pizza, I wear half of it.
Over.
So I don't want to like mess up my gear. So I was like, what cool colors could I do? And there was one color combination. It was kind of like a Mardi Gras theme. So it was like purple, orange, and green. And the color orange that I had chose, I was like, oh my God, I look like I'm gonna go to prison in this color orange. So I can't do that. So I just decided on the blue and gold and said, if it gets better later on, it gets better later on.
I like it. I feel like it's top notch.
Thanks.
Fire. So we're still very, very, very early into the wrestling career of Zoey Cannon, and it's super premature to ask this question, but what do what would you like your legacy to be in professional wrestling? Like when people mention Zoey Cannon's name, synonymous with what?
She did it. Whatever it may be, she did it, because there's always a new goal. So I did it because I made it through a training without crying. I did it because after 3 weeks, I finally did a front roll correctly, because it took me 3 weeks because I just couldn't do it. She finally did it. There's actually a little clip on the Three Legacies Wrestling. I think it's the Instagram page. I don't know if it's on Facebook, She finally did it. It took me an hour and a half to do a specific move called a shit can, where you're inside the ring and you go through the top and middle rope and then you land outside.
Ooh.
And it took me an hour and a half because I was so scared to do it.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even do one until the hour and a half. And everyone else is just like going through the ropes, no problem. And I'm standing there, I'm crying, I'm shaking, but I finally did it. I finally had a match. I finally had my own 8x10s. I finally traveled to another company. So I just, whatever it may be, I finally did it.
So the 8x10s, going to other companies, having your first match, what are some of the goals that you hope to obtain in this next year for Zoey Cannon?
I don't know if it's going to happen in the next year, but I certainly do hope. I want to win a championship. I want to win a championship that matters. I want to win a championship that means something. And I know it sounds silly, because look, there's a million different championships that can be won, and that's great. But I want to win something that's a real challenge. I don't want someone to make up a belt or a championship that's like, and now we have the 5'2" and under world heavyweight champion. Oh, me, pick me. I want to tangibly have something that says I did it. So a championship.
I love it.
Why not?
I love it. And when you win a championship, that means that company has like the confidence in you to go out and represent at,
Yes.
wherever. I think that's awesome. And I see it in your future. I've got to say, like, just from this conversation, I think that you have the absolute correct attitude for the industry. I think that you are going to go extremely far. And I'm very, very happy to have you here today. You know what? And you said something, and you mentioned that, you wanted to earn a championship. And I couldn't help but notice the Masked Hope. He thinks he's slick with his little flex, but he had to adjust the belt on his shoulder that he beat me for a few months back. So I'm on to you, Masked Hope. All right, I'm on to you.
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just here being the Raw Impact Radio champion. Definitely a championship that means something to me, because you haven't held it that long. But
wow.
it's
okay. Wow. All right. Okay. Shade. It's where shade is born. So, Hope, do you have anything else for our guests?
Oh, I wanted to ask you about your in-ring work. Are you the type of person that plans everything ahead of time, or do you prefer to call it in the ring?
Well, I can 100% not just call it in the ring. But that's like the 100%. Like, if you and I were to get into the ring right now, Hope, one of us will be crying and it will be me. Because there's such an anxiety to it. It's kind of like how we do promos, and Jesus has taught me very well. My manager's
Your
here.
wise man is in the building. The merch, the advertising. Is that your shirt?
No, that's just a WWE shirt.
I was about to say, let me find out we got merch.
As I say, brand manager out here making sure
He's doing his job.
He's not even my biggest fan.
No?
No. If you were to ask him, who is your favorite wrestler, he will list someone from WWE. If you ask him, who is your favorite wrestler at Three Legacies Wrestling, he will say Clayton Adams. And if you ask him, who is your favorite female wrestler from Three Legacies Wrestling, he will say Just Jay.
Well, we got to have Just Jay back on the show so we can bring that one up.
Well, so then I say, Jay's not a girl. And he's, so? I said, I'm not your favorite wrestler? I'm your mother. And he goes, nope.
I mean, that definitely
he keeps
means
me humble.
Oh, man.
That definitely means you're going to make it to WWE, because Jey Uso's son isn't even a fan of his.
There
either.
you go. There you go.
You're in good
We have
company.
something in common. No.
Let me ask you, what is that like? I mean, so you grew up on professional wrestling, I assume?
Yes.
And to know that now you're performing in front of your wise man in the ring, like, how does that feel like for you as a parent?
Benny, stop. It's a wild concept, because there's times where I get in the ring and I know that I'm me and I'm Zoey and things are great. And then I look out in the crowd and I see someone like him and I'm like, wait, I know you and you know me and you knew me from before I became somebody.
Wow.
And it's a humbling yet really heartfelt feeling because they still love me and they still, well, they kind of like me, right?
They don't.
Oh, they don't like me. It's a really awesome feeling to finally like be somebody, even if it's for the 8 to 10 minutes in the ring.
The honesty in the background is like killing me right now. This is
Right?
great.
Ben, who's your favorite wrestler?
Clayton Adams.
True to form. It
Ben,
tracks.
who's your favorite female wrestler at Three Legacies Wrestling?
Just Jay.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious. We got to bring Jay back on just so I can,
Yes.
just to play that clip.
Mm-hmm. Am I one of your favorite wrestlers?
No.
Wow. They keep us in line. They keep us
They do.
in line. They will.
They do.
We
They keep us
need better
very
ones
humble.
sometimes.
I get my dance moves from them.
So when is your match against Stan Styles?
It is Saturday, November 18th. So this is actually going to be at the Brightside Opportunity Center. This will be the second to last time that we are at Brightside because we keep selling out the venue to the point where people have standing room only, which although is great and I love to
Not
see
so
it.
good for those fire codes.
Yes, we also want everyone to feel comfortable. We want them to have the space to sit down and relax and have a great time. So we had to move to Millersville University starting in January of 2024.
That is awesome. That is so awesome. I'm so happy for like three legacies to know that it's like it's bursting at the seams to the point where now you're in a whole different venue. That's fire.
Yeah, and there's supposed to be enough floor room that we can have, like, if there's different events or one of the biggest things for us wrestlers is having enough table space to be able to, like, sell your merchandise and have people come over, take pictures, what have you. There should be plenty of space for a certain somebody to have their little TikTok.
Oh,
There you
Yes.
go.
we'll be
talking
in
about
There you
there.
go. Look at that.
We'll be in there.
Yes.
So do you have merch?
Talking about you.
Fun fact, I don't know how to TikTok. I have never made a TikTok. I don't know any of the dances. And I only got a TikTok so I could continue to follow Masked Hope on there.
Wow.
And I still don't know how to use it, but I only have it so I can follow you.
It's hilarious. It's in terms of merch. Do you have any merchandise?
I do. I have some 8x10s. New ones hopefully coming soon. So I am more than happy to personalize and autograph and if needed, mail out to someone. I also have some t-shirts. There's select sizes only for the ones that I have on hand. And then hopefully some new ones are in the works. And then, if anyone actually has any ideas for new merch, please let me know because I have nothing going on in here.
And right now is the only way to purchase your merch like at live events, or do you have like a pro wrestling tees or anything like that?
I don't have a pro wrestling tees yet. Live events is always, of course, the best way, or they can message me on Facebook, Instagram. You can try Twitter. I'm not that great at Twitter.
We'll get it eventually.
I won't get back to you on TikTok because I'm bad at it. But yeah, Facebook and Instagram seem to be the number ones. And yeah, just let me know what you're looking for. So especially if we do meet at a live event and you want something in particular, whether it's a particular size t-shirt or one of the specific pictures, I can have it ready for you.
Love it. Love it. November 18th, Zoey Cannon, Stan Styles, Three Legacies Wrestling.
Match.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
Absolutely. You got to plug all your social media, though. I know you said you're at all these places. We got to know where to find Zoey Cannon.
Oh, yes. Twitter, I believe, is at Real Zoey Cannon. Instagram is Zoey Cannon with one little underscore thing. Facebook, it's just Zoey Cannon. I honestly don't know what it is for TikTok.
Just search.
Probably Zoey King.
Probably
Yeah,
Zoey
it's probably
Cannon.
Zoey Cannon. We'll tag your. We're gonna tag it. You know, we'll tag everything on your on the screen, so we should be good to go with that. Hope, do you have anything else?
Yeah, before I say my stuff, I just want to say thank you, Zoey Cannon, for coming on. I definitely am a fan of your work, and I see you hitting all these checklists, and I know that you're going to make it big one day. I feel it, and you're doing everything you need to, and just keep pushing.
Thank you. I love it. You guys are awesome.
Thank you very much for coming on, and just echoing
I'm so
hope,
glad.
like echoing hope. Everything is in line, and I think again you have like the great attitude for it. I think that you're on your way. You got great management and leadership in the building that's going to keep you in check. I think you're good to go.
My manager's trying to steal my phone.
I see. He's got to make a phone call. He's got to do more bookings and all of that.
Well, at least he's trying to help you out.
There we go.
Yeah, he's come with me to shows, and it is a lot of fun. And I truly love that Three Legacies is a family friendly event because he can come with me, and the crowd kind of knows him, and he knows a lot of the crowd, and especially a lot of the wrestlers. And it's really funny when he doesn't realize how big some of them are. Like he came and saw, I believe it was Dirty Dango and Shannon Moore and all these other people. He's like, "Who's that guy?" And I'm like, "That is Shannon Moore."
Gotta know Shannon Moore.
Show some respect.
That's awesome. So Zoe, we got to have you back on. You got to come back.
Yes,
You got to
please.
you got to give us the updates and let us know where you're at. Very excited for your future and all that you're going to do in the industry. So
Thank you.
Most definitely.
absolutely. Hope, did you want to plug your socials?
Oh yeah, I'm the Masked Hope. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube for your daily wrestling news. And yeah, that's
All right. And I am at Sir Blackston. No long speech today. I'm just at Sir Blackston. That's it. You'd be surprised. That's actually it.
it's yeah. We're gonna be here for another
35,
10
40
minutes.
minutes. We're going to get the notice again. So we're out. Peace.
Peace.
Bye.
Thanks for checking out Raw Impact Radio. Follow us on social media at Raw Impact Radio. Available wherever you listen to podcasts.